Hi everyone, this is Becky from Yin Yang Fitness. I'm a little under the weather right now. I got sick after my retreat, so I'm kind of out of it. I made a couple of these videos and totally messed it up, but I'm trying to get it right this time. I've had some time since I've been sick to really think about the retreat and everything that happened, and it was such a wonderful experience, so I wanted to share with you everything that went on and my takeaways from it and why it was so amazing. So to start off, I left Thursday morning with my coach Jenny. She came and picked me up and we drove from LA all the way to Salt Lake City. It was quite a long drive, but it was beautiful, especially through Arizona. I really like driving through the rock canyons and stuff, so definitely want to make another trip out there again soon. But we got into Salt Lake City Thursday night around dinner time. We were able to go a day early because if you were a diamond rank, you could go a day early, and Jenny just got her rank. So we met up with everyone at Hibachi Grill and had dinner, and that was really good. And then afterwards we had frozen yogurt and got to talk a little bit with some of the different coaches that were there, and it was really refreshing and crazy to hear people's backstories. It wasn't in depth, but just to hear a little bit about where they came from and how the steps they got to where they are now. And I know they're just regular people, but I only know them from the internet, from our groups or from their videos, and just to hear them, to see them in person and then to hear them talking about their struggles was really motivating for me, because I'm just starting out and I've gone through my fair share of struggles, and now I'm a coach. So I just, hearing those things really gave me that extra empowerment to move forward and not let my struggles bog me down. So it was nice to chat a little bit, and then we went to the mansion. The mansion was in the hills of Salt Lake City, and it was 9,000 square feet, most beautiful house. Tons and tons of bedrooms. It was so big that we had to use our group to communicate sometimes to find people when we were leaving, just because you could honestly get lost in there. So once we got back, Jenny and I made sure we got our plyo workout in, and then after that everyone was kind of winding down because we were going to have a big day the next day, and they're playing in the game room a little bit, but that was fun too, because they decided that if someone scratched in pool or if someone lost in foosball, we all had to get down and do 20 push-ups. So there was a moment where I had to do 40 push-ups in a row. I cheated a little bit and did girly push-ups, but I still did them. So that was cool. It's fun to be in an environment like that where, make it a little competitive or like incorporate fitness into every activity, and it's just like, I wish it was like that all the time, So after that we went to bed, and the next day people started coming in at different times. So we didn't really have anything planned until about 3 o'clock when Doug Moss came in, and he's the regional manager on the West Coast, and he came in and spoke with us for a couple of hours, and it was a really good experience to hear him talk about where he came from in the company and where he is now, and where Beachbody has come from and where Beachbody is going, and to hear that Beachbody is basically just a startup company right now and how we're going to continue to grow. It was just exciting and motivating to hear that. So I'm very grateful to be able to be a part of a company like this. So after that we had dinner, and after dinner we had a little downtime, so we did our workout. And actually, backtrack, Friday morning I actually went on a run, and I wanted to mention that only because running just became a new thing to me with training for the half marathon, and I really, for some reason, had an urge to do it, and I'm so glad I did, to be able to run through the hills and get lost, basically. It was just good for my soul, and being there because of Beachbody and then going on my run, it felt so good, and I just felt like I was releasing so many good emotions. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but even though I got lost, it was just such a beautiful run, and I haven't had a run like that. And because of the whole experience, like, I'm just so grateful that I had that chance to do that. And I wish I could wake up every morning and do that, but running in Hollywood is just not the same. So yeah, at the end of the night on Friday, we shared stories, and we did that both Friday and Saturday because there's 38 of us, and we were only supposed to talk 5 to 8 minutes, but when people start talking about their life stories, you can't really sum that up in 5 to 8 minutes. So we did that, and both nights. I went the second night, but the first night, I thought we were just going to talk about how we became Beachbody coaches and how we got to where we are now, but people started really digging deep and started talking about their deepest, darkest secrets and their childhoods and things that were super heavy. You could just tell they were super heavy on them. And, it was bittersweet because sitting there and listening to them talk, you just wish that you could go back in their lives and erase that pain, because you can just see that on their face. I mean, so many tears were shed, and it got really emotional. But at the same time, like, these amazing, wonderful people took all of those hardships, and instead of letting that define them and letting that weigh them down forever, they turned it around and made it into something positive. We all have a story. We all have, things that happen to us, broken homes, whatever it is. And if you choose to let it weigh you down, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to hold on to that pain, and it's just going to weigh you down, and that's not a way to live. And listening to everyone that had these crazy stories, they chose to turn it around and turn it into something positive, and it was just so beautiful and so wonderful to hear that, these coaches that are now successful, elite coaches, with everything that they went through, now they appreciate what they went through, but they're stronger and better people because of it. So when I had to share my story, I was one of the last ones to go, and to be honest, I just kind of wrapped it up, and I didn't think I was going to cry as much as I did, and it was just really hard because I'm shy, and to get that raw and to get that deep and to express some of your secrets and the feeling, especially for me, because I buried a lot of my feelings, and to open that up, it was really emotional. And the great thing about it, even though it was a little nerve-wracking, is that these people, they sincerely care about you, and it's a family, and they're not sitting there judging you. They want to know more about you, and they want to see you succeed. So everyone there has open arms, and it was just such an incredible and wonderful experience. And just the fact that people are sharing things that they've never shared with people before. I mean, the power of our community right there, it just shows. But that was both Friday and Saturday. So Saturday we closed with that, and it was really late. But earlier on Saturday we went on a hike. Some of us went on a hike. And we went to a waterfall. It was a 5-mile hike, and it was beautiful. I've never been on a hike like that before. And I wish I would have gotten all the way up to the waterfall itself. But by the time I got there, everyone was coming down. But overall, it was really nice. And then when we came back, we only had 20 minutes to eat and get ready, and then we drove 45 minutes to Ogden, Utah, and we went to a indoor surfing place called Flow Rider. And I've never been on anything like that. I was really nervous. There's one side for surfing and one side for body surfing, and I just kept doing the body surfing. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do the regular surfing, but everyone kept doing it, and I'm like, you know what? This whole experience is about getting outside of your comfort zone and just, trying new things and being open. So I went and I did it, and, I did twice, and I fell on my butt both times, but it was awesome, and I was so proud of myself to actually get up there and do that. So that was really fun. And then after that, we came back, had dinner, and we did a diamond panel where all the diamonds sat up front, and all of us got to ask questions about how they do their business and stuff like that. So overall, it just showed me that, obviously I know from experience that Beachbody is more than just a workout DVD, more than just Shakeology. We talk about all these things, but these are things that help people, but I know from my experience from doing P90X and just being on my fitness journey, it started out to lose weight. That was the main goal. But at the end of it, it's not even about that anymore. It's the amount of change that I've experienced is unreal. Like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then of course physically and my health as well. But it all kind of comes full circle, and when you start to take that step to change your life, all these wonderful things happen. And now as a coach, I get the opportunity to help other people change their lives. And anybody can be a coach. Anybody. And it doesn't mean you have to be in the best shape of your life, and it doesn't mean that you have to know what you're doing, but you have all these people that have been where you are, and they understand you, and they understand your struggles, and they want to help you 110%. And to me, that's, I've never really had a close family, and I've never really had a lot of friends, and to have that type of community means the world to me. And as a coach that's just starting out, I have a lot to learn, I have a lot to improve on, but now I know no matter what, no matter when I'm feeling alone or overwhelmed, I can turn to any of these people and they're going to be there for me at the drop of a hat. So honestly, that's like the biggest takeaway for me, is that, I basically have friends for life, and they want me to succeed, and I want them to succeed. And I've never experienced anything like that. And this was basically my first Beachbody event, other than the Super Saturday, but I cannot wait to go to something like this again, whether it's on a bigger scale or the same type of scale. Just to be around people like this is so motivating and empowering, and I'm so grateful that I got to be able to experience it this weekend. So thank you, Scotty, thank you, Gabby, thank you, Jenny, thank you, everyone that I met at the retreat. You guys are awesome, and I hope I get to see you soon.